하더니 당아서 주저 다랑하고 주저더니 곤정긴.
So we are going to begin now with our teaching.
네, 가서 다리 값스더니 주저 니 말씀 그더니 차르지티지.
This time we are going to have teachings for 3 days.
네, 니 말씀 그나라더니 가서 다리 주저 그더니 다 난동 그더니 조샤조도 더니 라마 유진노 그더니 sombi 냥뜸냥 그 틀리 지피더니 다 중 맞은도 다리 말 정말라더니 척그래.
So the focus of our teaching over the coming 3 days will be this text composed by His Holiness Jimmy Punsok, the Heartdrop of Heart Advice.
드니 다리가 준디나라 요비드니 로마초인나 드니 단디나라 아주 추송디 드니 더걸 로마레지 참마트 드니 가신 라마토 바드니 추송디 드니 로마 남긴 추송디나라 드니 더 펩데겐 드니 남긴 추송디나니 로중 제용큰 드니 뜻고르레스.
So this time everybody gathered here for these teachings, with the exception of a few people are members of this Sangha, members who gather together usually and study together the teachings.
드니 인디 추송디나라드나 드니 캄보 로드 타에 드니 콩거 따따버 드니 추추 송 드니 정말라 냠린다도 소페 약보드니 곱득지 드니시네 남긴 드니 난건도스.
And Khenpo Lodro usually has teaches everyone here very well, gives them guidance in practice.
드니 인디 추추 남긴 드니다 계랑 솔라드니 상로타나 남긴 드니 추추 망보 드니 냐야 고급 드니 빼 드니 약보 드니 더스.
So for everybody here, you normally have very good opportunities to hear the teachings.
드디 인디 드니 다 대랑 네 드니 대랑 추추 드니 샤나 사르와 드니 샤용지 카카치 조샤 카간다다 드니 장 드니 요 마레스.
So me here coming today and giving you teachings, there's nothing new that I have to say to you. There's nothing different from what Khenpo Lodro Daya normally teaches.
드니 뉴스사르와 드니 마토 파드니 나 조샤 응가마 남긴 드니 계속 드니 다 년득지터 잡보리 마토 파하모 자 카카요 마레스.
With the exception of me being a new person here, the content of what I have to tell you or teach you is no different from that which you ordinarily hear.
드니 교순리 가브나 사차데야 드니 빼 드니 사차 웬바 커슴보 드니 사차 드니 더 쩌보 드니 누스.
And here you have such a quiet, isolated, pleasant place.
드니 가서 추냠린 제나 사찬 드니즈 그 돈에 드니 제나 냠린 약보 용거래.
And to practice in a place like this, one achieves good results.
드니 너캉요 다 참마근디 돈라드니 까블레 mambo 제오지레 따따 다 만드니 mambo 소난 촉촉사가 드니 빼 약보 드니 좀 둡스.
And through everybody really toiling hard, you've managed to build an assembly hall like this that is able to accommodate everyone. It's really wonderful.
드니 인디 당가 손디니 추인 소종 제나다 냠린 제나다 드니 강두 시나요 드니 차킨 그 돈이 따따 약본 적은도스.
So whether it's for the study of the teachings or the practice of the teachings, one can say that your conditions now are very good.
드니 인디 드니 가서 로레가 나라인나다 다와레가 나라인나다 셔땅 미 참말라 레카 망보요레 드니 근디 디소 그 토라 할레파 제와 침보 딘디제데 있나요? 안데라 용네 드니 데전도 드니 곰테스 잠니마 카실레 만나요. 데 딘디 지나 데 소소랑가 데 냠린 그 토라 데 야르지 드니 로킷 소페 약보용 거레스.
So even though throughout the course of every year and month we've got a lot of work to do and there isn't always much time, nevertheless, to be able to take some time out, whether it just be a few days, and come here and practice, meditate, doing this, your practice will surely develop.
Teni jima gaso richo dendriga dangla chongzi teni rambo de kona tezka boyo jire tata tezindik kum tendri shini te nyamlin shi teni namgin inna suso ranga teni chimnangla tarong lo nyungwi kapsi deka legowi kapsi chimnangla dego jire teni chimnangla suso ranga chimsanga nangni nyamlin shi teni yang tisu tezi yungwi kapsi teni richo la yungni nyamlin shi teni ka teni zongjing rawo teni shi na So
even though it's difficult to reside here for a long time, for a long duration of time, nevertheless, by combining stays here with practice in your own home, everybody has families and household affairs to attend to. So by combining these two, practice at home and then coming here for a period of time when one has time available, this is a sure way to see one's practice progress.
Tani ta terang aso tani joshati tani lama yujino tani songo tani teje tani lama yujino yinda tani nana tani de Khenpo lutu dai rampochi khong tani ngarang ta ngaso America la yong kan tani mambu zindu ngaso tsama ga tani lama re.
So the what we're going to be studying over the next few days is this text by His Holiness Jimmy Punsok. Khenpo Jimmy Punsok is the Lama of not only Khenpo Lodro Daye and myself, but also many other people, practitioners in America.
Tani ta misada sina ta tsama tini loma tsama sina tini ngarang lama de pe halipayin ngarang lama de tini jipayin zambuyin tini zenken matoba ngarang lama de boyin zenken tini chigyang yo mares.
Of course, everyone says of their own Lama, my Lama is wonderful, my Lama is fine. Nobody says of their own Lama, my Lama is bad.
Yeah. Teni ngaso teni lama yujino zikite ngone tani teni sangi nguman rawo yores.
However, Lama Khenpo Jimmy Punsok really was a wonderful Lama, no different from the Buddha.
Teni sangi nguman rawo yores songjit zikite ngaso chingama ga teni longtan rata teni yang chikta teni korla ngaso zego marse tarta ga teni lama ranga teni Zapa o tela tani tini sanjinda poyore tazegres.
In saying that His Holiness Jimmy Punsok is like the Buddha, this is not a saying that I just take from the scriptures. Everyone in saying this is really bases this on the deeds of Khenpo Jimmy Punsok himself.
Tini korte tini terangi mambongo chuchi manzi tini kerang soma manchi wata tini loma nyangba tini yindi tini Khenpo lutu thai rambachi korang kena bala taranga titola tini ngotu mambo tini nang yukiri tini yindi tini ngayang saro mambo tini shego mandus.
So probably there isn't much need for me to give a lot of introduction about this today. All of you here are old students, and no doubt Khenpo Lodro Daye has provided you introduction about this before.
Teni shirtang ngaso lama ga tini yundan te yakpo hako go res.
But it's important that we understand the precious qualities of a Lama.
Teni lama ga yundan te yakpo hako yungna. Because
once we understand the qualities of a Lama, then we're able to give rise to faith effectively in our own hearts. And when one is able to give rise to strong faith, then one is able to receive the blessing of one's Lama. And this way, the effect or the impact, the help for one's practice is immense.
제고레스 냥탐냥 같을린다.
So we are now going to start with the text. This text we're going to be studying together for 3 days.
Tani 냥탐냥 같을리 제안더 달라마 유진노리 tani janagru 쟁알라티 펩니 tani 티캅스 tani sombares.
So this text or this teaching, the Heartdrop of Heart Advice, was taught or given, composed by His Holiness Jimmy Punsok at Wutai Shan in China, the Wutai Mountains.
Tani 좀비 값스 tani da nga tsu pena nga tsu shertang ka tani mutso tani tamchu tani jna tani yang tambo zhe tani yang zhigyo da meta tani yang mar no tani yang kirti thola jugir mambo jab tani shini tani zhigore se nga tsu mi sitang si ko jna ya.
Usually when any of us compose any writings, we usually write a line, think about it, erase something, rewrite something. This is how we all usually go about composing work.
Tani ina tani da nga tsu tani nyangma tani shokla ta nyangma mena jamba la yang tani rabu yore nyangma shokla tani mambu yore tani tertun tani so tani songtsum tani jna tani tani yar yang mar no tani mambu chega mare takar tani mar tani jgres.
However, for in the Nyingma tradition, not just in the Nyingma tradition, but it's particularly prevalent in the Nyingma tradition for Teton or treasure revealers not to compose text like this. So not by writing a line, thinking about it, and then recorrecting. Rather, they write in one flow.
Tani lama tertun so tani sem ganala tani ta korang gongtir zigris te gongtir zina kondo gongtir zina tani sem ganala tani korang terka chud so tani mambo sem ganala yopati tani gimchen garingarela tani mar tani chi pachi chi yongwa da oshini tani juthap gres.
For Nyingma masters, for treasure revealers in particular, they have many teachings in their mind, and then due to various causes and conditions, when they write them out, they write it out like the flow of water.
Tani te nyangtim nyang thile zikinda shetang tini par tini tana yigi toni yigi mambo mar yigi pe nyong rendu ina ti josha te ha lipa ti ja chimbo yores indinala.
So even though when we take a look at this text, it's not a long text, it's quite concise. However, what it contains therein is very vast.
Tani de song de rang tini mjigla tini song tu tini karma nishi khatang tini zganala karma nishi tsaksam ganala tini jipayin sone tini song yores inde.
And as it's said at the end of this text, this teaching was composed in just 23 minutes.
Tani song de tini songtsum tini nambi kaps tini ro ngala tini ti kaps tini ngarang te lama yujino la tini suwa zonkanyens kala zonkanyens.
And at the time at Wutai Shan, when Khenpo Jimi Punsok composed this text, I was actually serving as his cook or assistant.
Tini ti kaps nga so yuna rengo te zum thosan ra pote la jigores.
And at that time, we were living quite high in the mountains.
Tini chilen san roguna te mar rogore te ola te rogore chilen san roguna te tharang bon yores.
And in order to fetch water, it was necessary to go down the mountain a bit, down the mountain a little distance in order to get water.
Tani ngarang ti kaps tini ola tini ta nga so chuluk sa tini ga fushir zena konda sulya. Tini ga jabla kriya tini yori tinala chilensa ti ola chilensa song bayens.
And so at this time, I went down the mountain with a plastic receptacle on my back to get water.
Tini chilensa song ni tini olni chilen ni tini shir lipi kaps tini zon de tijaldux.
And by the time that I had fetched water and come back to where we were, Khenpo Jimi Punsok had already finished writing this.
yeah, yeah. Tini kong zhong tini zi priyo tini song tusi.
And he said that he'd written this text, he'd written this teaching.
Tini ti tsu tong tong zi tini ngarang mar soni chili ni yari yongdi tini zhong tini priyo zhang tini tong tong zi kanang la tini priyo zhang pares.
So this text was composed in a really, really short time, just the length of time that it took me to go down the mountain, get some water and come back. He'd already written it.
Tini josha ga toni sianna tini da zhong da partana tini chong chong re da yinna ando pena kamching longching ramjum go tini zongba chimbo semyang ngar so da tini ringzin jingme langba ga yang tini zongba chimbo yondun zot da tetsu da tini zhong din rolik chikpare.
So even though this is a very short text, the way it is written or composed is similar to that of Lungchenpa's finding rest and ease in the nature of mind, and Jimmy Limpa's treasury of precious qualities.
Tani chikpa yenluk da kandi guni chikpa rezena tani tambo tani nyamling tani mangji tani le lashu ne tani rimbe tarshin tani tartik zogba chimbo parda cha chamba tani ozhong chik nala tani chama tani to dini tani tak mix chik nyamling che guna tambo nyamling che wani jig parda chama tani di nala yores.
And when I say that it is written in the same style as these two works, what I mean by that is that it starts off with the absolute basics or the foundation for Dharma practice, and then progresses step by step into the very most advanced level of practice. And so contained in this text is a complete path of practice in a condensed version. So starting off at the very beginning, right up to Dzogchen practice, this is how this text is composed.
Tani di zhong di tso nangla ta nyamlin chachang yopi jimsenji tani tamba yongsu zogpi zhong zini tini zega yores. Tamba yongsu zogpa zina sanje ga tamba nandun chachang zi di nangla yopi jimsenji tamba yongsu zogpi zhong zini tini zega reze kumkiang longjian ramjamda jime langba tso songte la tini zechor yores.
So because it contains a complete path of practice from the beginning to end, this style of teaching or style of text is called a text that contains the complete Dharma. And this is the kind of text that Lungchenpa composed and also that Jimmy Limba composed as well.
Tani zhong de la tani tana tani da nga tso nangchu la tani da lobzhong da tani tsawani shi mamnyung khenzi ke nan de la lobzhong ya po che jangna da nga tso ndosa ga lamka tani rindu samba dawo chasang dawo tani halam gondro res.
So this text is one that a non-Buddhist could take and with someone without any practice experience whatsoever, and by reading it, understand the complete path of practice. That is, they would be able to look at this text and understand, oh, this is the path that I need to follow.
Tani tarta nga tso di nangchu la tani lobzhong chenga ka tani yang loma mambo ka tani namjin ina perna tsokpa tsokchin rata yana tani yang lama tso pepyung na wang zhikin rata tani sosorang ka tani ndomba ndonjin rata tani ka nyamlin toru tari tora tani ta mambo nanga yores.
Tari is in a samsam raba.
Fensan.
Oh, fensan.
Linin sansan.
So many Buddhist practitioners these days, they do talk sadhanas. When a lama comes, they attend empowerment rituals. They do their own mantra recitations. And so in this way, their practice is rather diffuse.
Tani yinna tani ta soso lam chasang rawo to ta ngai tambun de go tani de tani tartik de go ndu samba rawo lam chasang rawo de tani hakko gona ya te ka boyo des.
It's somewhat difficult to gain an understanding of the complete path that one needs to follow, beginning with this, then following it with this, and then finally completing it with this.
Tani tan di la tini lobjong je jang na tini nga cho ta ngarang ga suso tini nyamlin zu je na o ta korum dinji rendu samde korum da damba go ni chama z o tan tartik dinji go ndu samba do chama ha kon ro.
However, by studying a text like this, all of us can understand the sequence that we need to follow, the process that we need to follow step by step until what we need to do in our final or advanced stage of practice.
Oya teni ta nga cho ti nang don de teni sha ge yin se ta ri nga cho yang nyama sam ma to yo ma re teni di nang don yang je ba ngo ma zo teni sha gu na yo sha ta ma re.
So we're going to now start looking at the text itself. This time we've only got 3 days together, so the teaching is not going to be on the text is not going to be incredibly detailed.
Ta teni indi teni nga cho nyama teni sam ga na la nga cho sha tang chu chu zhig du.
So in the course of 3 days, we've got 6 teachings.
Teni chu zhig yo na te na la te nyama zhig la teni chu zo ma re chu zo zhig ma re nga cho nyama zhig la nga cho shiro chu zo jin du nyama zhig la.
So in one day, we've got 4 hours of teachings.
Tendri indi nyama sila tini ta chusu jindu ta ina ta nga su nyama samre tina la shetang ka tini chusu jingni du ta ina ngarang la tini sheki yang chusu jingma tok tina la yo mare shekata ma to yo mare kat girgo yo ti.
Oh, let's say okay. So even though there we have 12 hours of teaching together, actually because of the need for translation, I'm only able to teach for half of that time.
Teni te ngarang inji ma si pikyong resi. Ngarang inji ja ma si pikyong resi te.
And that's the disadvantage of me not being able to speak English.
Ta ti indi ti nang la chiso chukana la nga chon di nang ton teni sha gona demand as ma to yung ko ma resi.
So because of the fact that we've only got 6 hours of teaching, so our treatment of the text is just going to be an overall one.
A kangstar nga so teni ta dima yin na teni chama dima ga tambo dima la teni lobjong chi teni jima teni ta kamolo chun thai khong yore teni choso tina ni chiri teni jachimbo nangton jachimbo yore teni nyamlin so kandi chego to so kor ta jima kale rimji lobjong chi na teni jigres.
So even though my teaching on the text is going to be an overall style of teaching, in the future, Khenpo Lodro Daye can provide a more detailed line-by-line treatment of the text, going into different terms and explaining their vast meanings, connecting them to practice.
Tani ta tambundi mangtela nyangtam nyanga thile zene tene nga chu nyangtam zena aso boba chzi donda kare rezena rang sem ga tang ne tini ta tini parsha pikaja terezi ta sherdang ga chi kaja maim ba nga sem ga tang ne halipa ga tini donda chimbola zini tini shapa kaja ti sola nyangtam zini tini namji nga sun chowa ga chola nga tini zegres.
So in the title of this text is the Heartdrop of Heart Advice. Heart advice, what do we mean by this word ningdam in Tibetan? Well, what we mean is these are words that are spoken from the bottom of one's heart. They're not just ordinary words or ordinary advice. These are really words that are considered by the author or the teacher to be of the most meaning.
Tini ta nyang ka thile zina yang shirtang nga so nyangtam tini shana tinang la yang pena mijan la tini lapsha ina tini shatsa wi kaja ti changma la nyangtam zegre shatsa goni sha pi kaja ti changma la nyangtam zegre.
In Tibetan, though, when we talk about heart advice, this might be some sincere advice that we impart to someone or advice of care that we give someone. All of these kinds of words from the heart take this name of heart advice.
Tini nyang ka thile zina ta tinani chit jawo te reze yang nyangtam la shirtang shatsa wi kaja la mambu yore ta ina tinani chit jawotela zego chit tamchit jawotela.
So when we talk about the Heartdrop of heart advice, what we mean here is the essence of heart advice. In general, advice that comes from the heart, there's lots of different kinds that we might impart to people, but when we speak of the Heartdrop, this really means the essence of our heart advice. So that is the name of this text.
강 인나 되니 토머 되니 가서 소소란 것 되니 삭빌하 달 되니 라마라 되니 소란데님 춥죽 제니 되니 담주 저거레지 담주 지게 집부 말에 가서 레가 깡당깡 레나 가서 레가 돈냥당당바 가르침보고 레가 딘디즈 레나 되니 담봉 가서 라마라 소란데 할라 삭빌하를 하지나 삭빌하라 소란데 예듬라 되니 소란데니 되는 아주 레카데 되니 레거레 레카데라 지그레스 대당 잡고지는 디나라 담보 되니다 집진 잠비 양라 되니 초주 음사디오레스.
So according to tradition, when a text is composed, first we supplicate or pay homage to one's personal deity or favored idam. It's not just, of course, when composing a text, indeed any important activity, an activity that is very meaningful. To begin with, we supplicate our personal deity and then enter into the activity. So this text begins with a supplication to Manjushri.
Tene lama yujin noro tene kongo namgin kongrang ka tene lakpilhade tene jibzin jambi yang tene zigres.
So Khenpo Jimmy Punsok considered or took Manjushri to be his personal deity.
Tene chene tene kongrang ka thala tene jibzin jambi yang la tene sora tamni ta zhung de la tene lo zhung chen kenda. Zhong de la nyamlin chen keng mi chama ge teni sim ge na la teni chu yak bo yong ya o teni ge teni sondip she ne teni chu to na wa res.
So when Khenpo Jimmy Punsok composed this text, he did so by supplicating Manjushri with the prayer that all students who come to this text to study it or practice it, that the Dharma will be realized in their minds.
Tani tam chujut tini je tharbi jini ta ti ola ngarang leka kari le yen zena yana tini kaja shakya tini yana zum jabya tini yana tini ta shawa jamba simchen la phamba yunga shawa dpa tini gu shawa kang rong drab go re ti indi jong di na ti ola tini o ta ngarang jong de ta was tini zum ge yin sone tini tamja or killing double tini nambare te anga so turjing ge tini nangchu jong zhilugres.
So after having supplicated one's deity or made a homage to one's deity at the beginning of one's text, and again before engaging in any kind of activity that is of benefit to other beings, the next thing, and this is another step that follows tradition, is for the composer of a text to state their intention or their purpose, their commitment in writing this text.
And
we can find that in the second verse on page 2.
Nyang nyambo nyang di tola dam sombati shetang atsu nang di sholoka tsipchin di nang tong kang rezina shetang atsu nang chu teni de pecha de teni yige de pe hal lipa ga teni mongbo rezi teni chuluk jamban rawo ina teni yo tepchik tevni teni tab de bore ta nang chu de ha lipa ga teni jong mongbo yo res.
In Buddhism, we have a great many texts with great many verses. Other religious traditions often just have one or two books there, but for Buddhism, we have an abundance of texts.
Tani nga tsu mishi ka tani matsishi ka nangla tani teso tsama tani lojung chiguna tsaani tani thonggamari tisu ka tsaani nangamaris.
And so it's just not possible for one person in their lifetime to study all of these texts. Time just wouldn't permit it.
Tani tinti indi ta nga tsu tinani na dani tani chit tani sarlini na dani nyamlin chayate karchimbore.
So it's really important that we extract the essence from these scriptures and make that the basis for our practice.
Tani te indi tani ta nga tsu tinti na dani tani tabdipo chini tani shirtang nangchu hali pa mampore ta ina nyamlin ka kapsa tani nangchu ga tani zhong te so tsama ga tani chit sarlini tani tabdipo goni nyamlin chesar o tinti zi tani songa yen songni. So
the meaning of this verse on page 2 is that this is an extraction from all of these texts, the most essential points of practice, and it's a presentation of them in simple terms for the purpose of practice. So this is the purpose or commitment that precedes this teaching.
So let's
now look at the third verse. So this verse is talking about the attitude of renunciation.
Tini ngimjung ko sambaziati nga tsu tarti kapsa tini mi mangpo ko tini koa kemsar tini lengayores koa korang koa maimba tini kemsaru tini lengayindus.
Up until the present day, many people have a very strange understanding of what renunciation means. In fact, it seems as if they have a misunderstanding of renunciation.
Tani khashega tini samnana ngimjung ziyati tini ta korang tini nga tsu kimsanga leka tamsi par torne jiktim baga leka tamsi par torne tini rapshung chiya chabashiya rawo tini zigla gongkin dusi.
There are some people who think that renunciation means casting aside one's family affairs, casting aside one's worldly affairs, and becoming a monastic. But this is not what renunciation means.
Yang kashi samlo tanana yang atsun jikting ke tini chemchangda tini lekada yang tasu samma paraig jaba teso thang kaptar jaba rawo tini yang tini zila gondus.
And then there are others who think that renunciation means removing oneself or separating oneself from one's family and worldly matters. But this is also not the case.
Teni kashi ke samlo tana tan chowa dukpo cherne pena zaya konya tenda sosorang ke pesho tang itini ngupo ina teso chama tini chowa hale pa kyubo o tindi jianda o tindi zela tini kogundu ngimjong zayati.
Then there are others who think that renunciation means leading a life of hardship and destitution, eating and wearing and using things that are only very basic in nature. But this is also not what renunciation means. So it's really important that we gain an accurate understanding of what renunciation means. It's one of the most important things in the Dharma, so we really need to understand it.
Ngaso tene di jungnala tene tsik tambo tinala tsendri jenna chupi karata tsendri jemba jene ngaso tene mtse te muir changma de tene tsend thola tsend jena titsupe thongthong reze tendi zgu samlo ma to ba tene samlo jangrang bo tene tang ma shi ngaso leka lena samlo tana gangdang kangena tene ta titsu thongthong tendi zgu nala tene samlo tane tendi che jana ngaso tene shawa.
So the first line of this verse says, if we're attached to this life, we lack the good fortune to practice the Dharma. And what this is talking about is if we really only fix our mind on this life, this lifetime, this lifespan, it's very short in its period. And by doing this without a more long-term vision, we will not be able to accomplish things of a really great nature.
Tani nga tso pena nga tso gum jab na re tendra was kun domban don na re tani nga tso mi jala rokpa chi wi tindi ge gewa dubna gewa kang dubna sama te tini ta ngarang tsindi thola ngarang ke po yong ya nda o tindi chi po la tini sam sona te samlo te hale pa tini kotok po da ja chung chung res.
So if by doing meditation or recitations or engaging in beneficial actions for other people. In fact, if all of the virtuous kinds of activities that we do with the hope that it will enhance our happiness in this life only, then this is a very narrow, a very confined way of thinking.
Janrambo la tini samlo tane tini mtsizia tini tsin dchipo la samlo matane tini janrambo la tini samlo tane par samlo ke yangbo shi tini par ni janrambo la tini tayati nangchu tini chachu chires.
But to take a long-term approach to life, that is not just seeing it as this lifetime, but much longer than this. Adopting such an open long-term perspective is a characteristic, an attribute of Buddhism.
Teni nga so tangbo teni muirti ti tsenda sipo la teni samlo tang. Teni tsendi tola wana nga rang kandichi go re zena ta ndopa la teni longsho ke teni ndopi onda la longsho ke. O pena zamaza ki yena re tenda ozo ke teni soso teni pena teni mukta ke nawa ga nyange teni tendi ga teni tonda Chipu mato bajan la tini samlo tang mashina tini mtsi tse shimata yang pokadi yongda mtsendi thola yang tini dechi tang damba yong takumentus.
So if our only purpose or goal is this life, then we will find our and chasing our desires, then we will find them growing and growing. If we're only thinking about what we eat or the things we see with our eyes, the sounds we hear with our ears, thinking about nothing else than this, then not only will we not be able to achieve happiness in the next life, but neither will we in this life either.
Teni nga tsu sem de la korang la teni sem ga sangwa mambondus mimi sangwa mambondus rumba mambondus.
So there are many secrets in our mind. There are many levels of secrets in the mind.
Tani nga tsu so rang teni sim ki sangwa te so nga tsu rang yang ha go yo mares.
However, these secrets in our minds are ones that we ourselves don't even know.
Pena nga tsu ndopa te la teni long shadna teni ndopa te chemper ro ne teni thama sawanim thame pa teni goni yar teni per ro ndus.
So as for our desires, if they continue to go larger and larger, then they eventually grow to a state of infinite craving.
Teni nga tsu yang teni ndopa la teni shota ma shuzi ya titola yang nga tsu kwa yakpo len shi go re nangchu kwa yakpo len shin go res.
So
Atso ndopi longsho teni ta ndopa la longsho yang na long masho zia ti ton ta ti korla atso teni kendi kwa yakpo len shi go ndos.
So it's important that we understand properly whether we will about chasing our desires or not chasing our desires.
Te jimsung kang re zina nga tsu nupshuk la teni samlo ta na logi gi thok la teni nupshuk ko teni chulug ta teni nupshuk ko samlo ko teni parla ndopa la longsho mshuk ko thola nyokta mambo shong dogzi ngama.
He's talking about
Te yang pozu kuwa jiga. Kuwa so. Masona nga yang te sayo. Oya. Te nupshuk ko chulug rewa. 자물랑가 납쇼고 출력당 되니 납쇼고 삼로 산이르바고 삼로 그 parlaze oya 되니 도발라 롱쇼 초코레제 와던 도발라 롱쇼 초코 마레제 와티 parla 코초스 뇽타 망보 드드지 티 출력다 산이르바고 parla 뇽타 망보 숑드지 로지기토라.
So, in the course of history, there has been much conflict between Western science and Western religion regarding the pursuit of material desire.
슈당데니 산이르바가 돌라데니 뇽타 망보 데니 숑송제 데임비 짐신기 데니 미남가 나라데니 미남가 셈가 나라 도발라 쇼타 마쇼제야 데라 데 소소고양 소소고 삼서 망보요레스 디 짐신기.
Oh, that's it. That's yeah. Deni shidang deni mumang samba deni dramina so. So due to the fact that there have been different propositions, different assertions made by both science and religious on this topic, people in their ordinary people have all different thoughts about this.
Then also 도발랄 티니 롱모쇼 제나양 가시게 지티니다 ngaso 다리 공라 샤반다고 시닌 초와 득보당 초와 껴보당 다 참마 파라 이그니 딘디스 고안다고 딘디라 고알랭거 레제 딘 도파 랄롱모쇼 제나 딘디스라 콘로 온두세 가시게 이나데 마레제.
And there of these sides, there are those who say that we shouldn't pursue material things. There are people who say that this is not okay.
Then also shit nanshu taba chimbo ina pena chorang dopi tini longshu kari chorang la yona tini te tabane gakamares.
However, in Buddhism, Buddhism doesn't object to this. Buddhism holds that whatever your current state of material life is, it's fine.
Pena gato dopi tini longsho teso pena musa panda o ta yana kemma ja panda o tinji tini mi jan la simchin jan la nopa chini tini thopa yinna tindi kemar ma to te mayinna tini te shertang ka khasun soa na la yona yopi tini longsho teso pena koran soa yak thachun da boyona te ta kyoran soa yak boyona tini nanchu driptri yo mare soa yak boti pango rezi tindi songo mares.
So long as one doesn't kill or steal or harm other beings to acquire the things that one sets one's minds on, then Buddhism doesn't object to the pursuit or possession of material things. Buddhism doesn't require that people renounce a good quality of life.
Tini tenga so pena mukhashi kashi tini simdang tini thumbu shini tini deshu japa marize nauchu tapa chimbo ko rang shirdang ko rang ngamani te rang res. Oh ya ta te mu jamba so mukhashi tini pena nushu kumanda ta yana tangru kumanda tini simdang thumbu zuni achun deshu tini japa marize shirdang ko rang nauchu ko rang tapa chimbo shir ko rang ngamani tini reze.
So this way of this perspective is not one that is being said to be in accordance with the way that modern people think or the desires of Western people. This is a position that the Mahayana teachings have always had.
Tini ona kanti zego rezina pena mkhashizla korangla tsin de chipo mato bajan samlo tanga chichi o mareze mkhashila.
But there are some people who really only think about this very life and don't think about anything beyond this.
Tini sindi thola tini kwarang tini dopi longsho tini ta soa yakpo yongji ta tini dopa la longsho ti chipu ma tokpa jamba korang samlo tini chichi yo mareze makashi tini reze.
And some people who only think about their material pursuits in this life, their quality of this life, and don't think about anything other than this.
Tendinda poresona teni ngaso teni chugang dribgona teni te karayo mare ya podrib mare songo yores.
However, if one thinks like this, then it is not possible to practice the teachings well. So this is what this text says.
Teni ngaso simki samwa te ngaso tarik samwa mambo yores samwa chiti kang rezina 아좀 노바디 드니 탐미 바디님 페른로와디 드니 더 가서 미망보고 드니 다 냠뇽고고니 따따하고 요리티 상와치그리지 나마이나가 주티고 말이다 나랑라 강지 고나 강지 요나 티 나랑라 요 차비 지니 드니 나랑 약포린도레 삼니 드니 삼고요리다 테 마레지 드니 테요 차비 지니 양잠바요 고 삼니 드니 삼고도스.
So our minds, as just mentioned, have many secrets. There are many secrets of our minds. And one of these secrets is that our desires or cravings can increase infinitely. And this is something that we understand now, but once upon a time, people didn't understand that. People thought, "Oh, if I had this or if I had that, I'd be really good." However, now we understand that once we get one thing, then we simply want another. So this is a secret of how our minds work.
드니 가서 베르나 디수 청마 디드니다 소와 친디디닌 소와 찌보 돌아 땅잖아. 드니 추드 서거드니 디수 요마레다 펜도디포 탑디포시니샤나 드니다 포즈링아서 디수 티파르 고샤 약보 잠니 디수 카시그나라 소와 께라 디수 카시그나라 드니 추냠린지야 드니다 오고군두스.
So if our entire energies are focused just on this life, then well, in simple terms, we won't have any time for our practice. And so it's important that we do allocate the time that we have properly, allocating some time for our lives and worldly affairs and some time for practice.
드니 가서 낭추 드니 냠린 약보 드니 셰삼나 드니 가서 냠린 근 차르지 데 담보즈 요고레스 차르지.
So it's very important that if we want to practice Buddhism, that we have a stable plan for doing so.
드니 나초 삼로타나 페르나 tin nurshoko mandam jitini leka kang lena yon jisting leka tin lena charge yakpoji tini yin rampolan charge tang damba tangbon chargo yakpoji tini charge ti thola tini leka chiri leni goram tang damba ta tindi go ni leka yakpo le ndu samne ngacho tindi samgo ore ngacho tindi tartang yores.
Many people in the West, when we are inclined to make systematic and long-term plans for our work. So to begin with this and then do that, we are accustomed to making plans of a systematic nature for accomplishing things.
ngacho nang chuti lojong chena tenda was go ndu tambo charge yakpo zitini jakgores.
And it's the same in Buddhism too. It's important that we make a good plan at the beginning.
Tini charge mene pena da terang ngacho ngarang la tini chusok zo na tinalan donin domba tezindo yang sanin jamba zgla wang zo na te wang te zje da tintin daw shi dena tini pantok te ziore ma to pa nyamlin ngomaz tini yong tap ko mare.
If, on the other hand, today we go to a Dharma center, do some recitations, tomorrow go to an empowerment somewhere else, it's not to say that there is no benefit. There is some benefit. However, we can't practice properly by doing this.
Teni charge tini tambo yengrambo on charge jerne. Teni tisun di nangla ngaranga teni nyamlin deche ge yen sambata. Teni tisu di nangla yang ngaranga nyamlin deche ge yen sambata teni gen charge to yakpo gondus.
So it's important that we make a stable and long-term plan that entails us allocating time to practice, to do a certain practice in one period and followed by another practice in another period, and make a plan like this.
Teni nangchu nyamlin chena teni susula teni nyamlin yakpo yung mayong ko tarung su natun siti teni tambo go res tambo.
So the main determining factor as to whether one's Buddhist practice is successful or not is whether or not it's stable. Stability is the number one factor.
Teni pena ngaso chik korna ra chik chaboshina chik korna teni ta chik korang kur masung ko warta rewa teni me teni chimbo tangne teni china teni jokbo teni che teni kor kores te mato teni ngaso yang che koru kapse tini me te par yang me pa che yang me te par yang me pa che tini che da na nyama chig la ina tini che de yar khor thap ko mand was.
So we can liken it to when we boil water. If we boil a pot of water on a large flame, then the water will boil very quickly. If, on the other hand, we are continually turning off and on the gas, then even in one day, water will not boil.
Tini ngaso kapse ngaso tini nyamlin te che yang namjin yang para yig tini nyamlin chi mo chi tini chi jana tini matam ba tini tambo me ba tini chakson la tini nyamlin ya po yong tap ko madus.
And it's the same with our practice. If we do practice sometimes and not at others, sometimes let it slide, and generally our practice is unstable, then it's not possible to attain good results.
Tindi indi ta nga so shirtang nga so tini te soa na la min jikten ga na la koran do pa kan ri yo na te murgi wa ta mamji ba mi jala no pa ma shi pi do pa koran ga tini koran la yo pa te soa te chokore ta ina te chigpo shi jana tini nga so chu drip ki ti so yang yo mari drip ta ko mari tindi indi ta te tini ti so te go sha jam ni tini ta tisos chignala tenis son soa tisos chignala nyamlen ta tendi shi gore tendi zik tone ga so kwalena tendi gres.
So even though there is no restraint from the Buddhist perspective on people desiring material pursuits, so long as they don't acquire them through unvirtuous or harmful means. Nevertheless, by focusing on these things early, we simply won't have time for our practice. It's important that we do allocate our time so that we have time for our everyday lives and also time for practice. So this is what this verse speaks to.
Di sipchus sambandi nang de la tini to sombati te halipa karchim boreze ta nga chu muzi na tini jikting ka khamla tini yung chawi jisu tini ta nga chu rang ka tini lamkhan chuwa lamkha kangri zlan ro mache kangri zker te nga chu tini damnga zik tini che gores damnga che gores.
So actually the meaning of this verse is extremely important. As humans arriving in this world, it's important that we, regarding our future path, the direction that we take in our human life, we need to make choices in respect of this. So it's really important that we know how to make a choice. So in Buddhism, we usually talk about people, beings dying and then receiving many future rebirths. However, for people in this life who are able to make a proper choice of paths, then there is no need for this continual process of being reborn. And so if in this life we only focus on material pursuits, then we won't have an opportunity to practice the Dharma. So if in this life we've been preoccupied with becoming rich, gaining, acquisitions, fame, etc., then at the end of our lives, this will all strike us as though it were a dream.
Teni karte ngaso lamka ti nala teni ngaso sindi thola sona teni ta jima ngaso teni country rendo oreze na tambo ngaso jisting khamla tambo yongwi kapse teni ngaso te na pamjuri na shiyuni na teni te mayimbi to thopthang na chama alakor tabareze tambo yongwi kapse teni lakor kthoni teni ngaso rempe soso go lojong chi papa kable mambo jabne teni longsho mambo sagne yargi sone teni chi ni somje nga tu domje gozene teni yang ndru rampe kapse ngaso shiwi kapse yang ngaso sher yang sarang ngaso teni lakor ko thola sher thebyon gores.
So if this is the path that we pursue in our life, we in regards to our finances, our education, our social position, etc., at the beginning of our lives, we start off from a position of 0 or 0.0. And then through a lot of work and toil and investment and diligence, we gradually improve, develop ourselves. But at the end of life, at the time of our death, we have essentially progressed from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At the time of our death, this is a moment of return to 0 once again.
Teni korang ka yarje tani chawale kamambo le teni korang zambalang ka shipo ang tangwa nipa chak ina teni korang roi kapsi shiwi kapsi yang korang hama yungi kapta chikpa shini lakor ko toni ro go res.
And it's the same for the richest people in the world, the richest 1, 2, or 3, 4 richest people. They also start off at a point of 0, and through their work and efforts and diligence, rise to a point of great richness. However, when they die, it's just the same. They also return to point 0.
Yeah. Teni indi ta ngaso lamka tin nalandrona ngaso karti lamka tin nalandrona teni mjingje te tentis.
And so if this is the path that we choose, then this is the result we will get.
Teni yang ta tenti indi te mi mambo ka hako yo mare hamako jimsenji teni lamka tin nalandro yo re ngaso zambalang ka mimang chi shute.
And most people, not understanding this, pursue this path. The vast majority of people in the world are following this path.
Teni te samlo tang shinken ka mit so teni samlo tani o tang aran lamkhati nala ti changba nala ro jana te zere ke mendu ngi tarong jamba yang te gondu samne teni samlo tang shinge ores.
However, those who are a little bit more clear with their understanding, giving the matter some thought, appreciate that simply following this path only is not enough, that it is necessary to incorporate something else as well.
Tendi yendi o ta ngarang la sowa yang ngarang kepos gondu ngarang yapos yung gondu rete ta tes chipon de kumand tarong ngarang tenis chu yang yapos gondu samne teni ti nika te la samlo tang shinga reze mi kashe.
And so some people understand that simply pursuing a pleasant life is not enough, and that it is necessary to combine it with the practice of the Dharma. There are some people who recognize this.
Teni ti lamka te la tini ro thapsona teni ngaso teni shiwi kapsa ra ngan jowi kapsa teni lakur rego mare se teni khona tez yung wi kapta manja wi gone teni soso rang teni ju sacha de zambalang ka minjik tindi na la yung ni teni khorang kan nye gona pena sem ko thoni yondan teni ni ne teni jowi kapsa teni khorang yondan yakpo yo ne ro chokore teni lakur reg mares.
And for people who take this path, when they, at the time of their death, they don't return completely to 0. That is, there are things that they have accumulated throughout the course of their life, such as qualities of their mind that they can effectively take with them.
Tani tindi ga damnga to tini ta she chawi jini ta karti nga so tini ta chuyon te go ndu sambati lamka ti landrona tani ta kanjin ro go re zena tani ta nga so komba tambo ti tani po go re komba tambo ti kan re zena tani di tsuchi jibanda ga tani shak re.
So after having made the choice of path to follow, after having made the choice of to practice the Dharma, recognize the need to practice the Dharma, then we take our first step. So that first step is what we see here in the 4th verse.
Tani ta ngarang lamka tindi tilandro go tini chunyam selensa lamka tinala ngarang go ndu sambi tini soso tini semtak chat sarwi jini ta kanri go rezina tani ngaso ta lama tini te tengo rez ti ola ngaso lama tini char go re ma to pa lama ma charna ta ngaso lamka tinala kanri go shigma rez.
So after we've made the choice to practice the Dharma, then it's important, the next step is finding a Lama to rely on. Without a teacher to guide us, then we won't know how to proceed on the path.
Tani yang Lama ti ta ngaso tini gang rezina ta Lama ti la tini yang remba mambo yores.
Of course, there are many different levels of Lama.
Tani Lama kashi na ngaso girgin rapotinti yores.
And some lamas, some spiritual guides are like teachers.
Tani Lama kashi na ngaso aman rapotinti yores.
Some lamas, some spiritual guides are like our mothers.
Tani yang ta Lama lan ramandra tinti rik mambo yores.
And so there are many different kinds, different varieties of spiritual teachers.
Tinti indi ti yang Lama la korang la charkin tini ngaso Lama je gona korang la charkin yang yores.
However, there are conditions that need to be fulfilled in order for a Lama to serve as our spiritual guide.
Teni charkin ti pina teni charji tanga ta ngaso nangchu na la sarwu songdugze teni ta Lama per ngaso sanga dorji thapa Lama enan dendi goze. Teni shertang ngaso thapa chimbo Lama enan dendi goreze. Teni ngaso teni thamang Lama enan dendi goreze ti charkin ti chama songores.
And in the Buddhist teachings, the criteria that need to be fulfilled for different levels of spiritual teachers are spelled out very clearly. So it is spelled out clearly what a Vajrayana Lama entails, what a Mahayana Lama entails, what a Hinayana Lama or teacher entails. This is all set out in very clear terms.
Teni indi ti nani teni ngaso Lama teni saddamba teni teni tomar aragmar ta gonduz.
So the first thing that we need to do is find for ourselves a qualified teacher.
Teni tambo ngaso te lojong che gonduz pe na ngaso sangha dorji thakba ngarang lojong che samna te sangha dorji thakba nala teni Lama te kandiz yensare samne teni ngaso nanshu nala te saro sonore te lojong che gonduz.
Prior to doing this, though, it's important that we do some study. That is, if we wish to study the Vajrayana teachings, then we should acquaint ourselves with what the criteria of a Vajrayana spiritual guide.
Teni pena ngaso nyangma nala ina teni zokba chimbo semyen ngarsota teni yundun zota teni chiu kanzang la mi yarlong da tso nala pe mambo songduas.
And in the Nyingma tradition, texts such as finding rest and ease in the nature of in the nature of the mind, the treasury of precious qualities, and the words of my perfect teacher discuss this very comprehensively.
Tendi indi ta ngaso tambo teni Lama te yapo teni te soso sanyi te kantizi te ngaso hako wachi teni te hako tsarwi jini teni ngaso teni Lama tendi galandu teni soso ranga teni tsargo res.
So first, understanding the criteria in question, after we gain an understanding, then we need to go about finding a Lama who is qualified.
Teni ngama na ina teni pena bok teni ta khepa mambo jagar la teni drone teni Lama so teni ta jagar ka Lama ta so teni ta tengre te kaps teni Lama tembi kaps ko so teni Lama 산여당 담바 딘디 약보도 딘디 자위 쳇 딘디 갑레 하레 밤mambo jam니 딘디 딘디치 그레스
In centuries gone by, there were many Tibetan seekers of the Dharma who went to India to rely on spiritual guides over there. So in order for these Tibetan seekers to locate a qualified teacher in India, they endured many, many hardships.
tani porang nangla yang ta tinji yore te lama pe nanga chu jiptum malari pa nam thar ta chama ha ko was.
And it was also the same in Tibet. Everybody knows about the biography of Milarepa, for example.
Tinji indi thomar lama temba te pe gar chembores.
Just the Thomas.
Thomar.
So to begin with, it is very important to rely on a teacher.
Gonda. Ngara chamba des boyo.
Oh, Khenpo said he's sorry, he's got a bit of a cold.
Tani chamba des bo tim ni ba na la kambore kindos.
And because he's got a cold, his throat is a bit dry.
Karsan kani nga so te dalarewa karsan kani nga so chutu shasa te la yang kap so nam shi yak boyong yang kap so nam shi chang mo yong charam bab tinji chegendos.
The previous place that Khenpo was giving teachings, the weather was very changeable, sometimes cold, sometimes hot, and so everybody came down with a cold.
Oh, tinji charwa desem bab te dijim tinji chamba jong posong ina ta chakayos.
So he got a little bit of a cold, but it's not serious and it's pretty much healed.
Tani choso semter chemel go ngani masam ta mar njig zok thap kres.
And there's no need for any concern. He will complete the 3 days of teachings.
Ta tinji indi nga so thomar lama yon den te yakbo tani ta tani lama chanye tang dam ba rak chai jini te nga so lama ten ko res.
So it's important, firstly, to observe the qualities of a lama, and then after having located a teacher who is qualified, it's important to then rely on them.
Ni yang lama dal homa ga tini park tini ndrewa ga parla yang so kap se yang natun tini mambo yong ga dus.
And from time to time, there are many issues that arise in the context of the teacher-student relationship.
Tani yang ngaso mi khashi ga tini samna yang ngaso tini ta sanga dorje thapa khabar da ngaso bobi lama so yana marji ji chamala tini kapapni o chikche go re chikche chokko mare je tini jine halipa jigbo shinken pena kwimkut jinjin dawo tini shinken re samne te khashi ga ne tini sam ga dus.
Like disciplinarian?
kwimkut jinjin da ko fungjian.
Oh, let's say.
그런 거 누가 쓰다.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
There are some people who think, let's say, yes. So there are some people who think that Tibetan lamas, and particularly Vajrayana lamas, are somewhat like feudal kings, just handing out orders to do this and that.
Teacher, Jitsun Melari Pagatini, Nanternala Tana, Korangla, Dupo Takatang Yoris, Marbalota.
And if you read the biography of Milarepa, then you can see his teacher Marpa constantly being mean to him.
Teni Jitsun Melari Pala, Teni Marbalota, Teni Koranga, Ta Jitsun Melari Pati, Teni Halipagatini, Tikaps, Teni Choborin, Swaga Chobore, Paraptana, Mukoraptana, Nyam Taboda, Teni Puchon to the Yoris.
And looking at Milarepa's situation, it certainly appeared that he was this young person who was really destitute, poorly off.
Tani Jitsun Malaripa Tini Koranga Lomat Soda, Talhomat Soda Nyamdini, Loma Jamba Soda Nyamdini, Jitsun Malaripa Korangtini, Marba Tini Salalojung Chisasongore, Tini Masila, Talhoma Jamba Tum Tarshini, Tini Koso. Fire Latini song Tini Jitsun Malaripa, Tini Korang, the Koranga Lobtok, some Tarshin Tini, Mar Lam Calamar Kini, tini korang yar shirar tini lama sala longdik tini korang tarung sungyo mares.
So the students, that's the Milarepa's fellow students, that is the other disciples that he studied with in his cohort, they eventually graduated. And when they graduated, he went to send them off on the road, and then he returned by himself.
Tini kong yar longyong go pi kapsi tini marba loza, te korang te kangba ga tola tini nduzi, tini kangba ga tini kapcha ga nani mar tana, tini jibzimari pa muni yar yungu yo pa te korang ga tung varezi, kapcha nani mara tani.
And when he was coming back up the hill from sending off his fellow students, Mapa was sitting up the top of his house and looking over could see that Milarepa was returning.
Tini korang ga te tila yo pa tini zatsang korang ga te kyamsang la tini nangmi te so la tini marba loza ga tini te song varezi. Tandi bogundu halipa nyang jibo zindu tini song ne tini korang sem ka nani halipa tini Shasa tini jego yorezi Milarepa la.
And at this time, Mapa said to his family members who were there, "Oh, that student is very lovable. He had great affection in his heart."
Tini na korang ka leka leserte tsawani tini nyang jimenken ka leka na otindi le yorezi.
However, in terms of the way he actually treated Milarepa, there was no affection really at all.
Tini jibza Milarepa la tini marba loza korang la tini puyore tini ko puti la kangba le shokzini tini kangba le yang kangba yar le sati yang marshik yang tini yang tan di gagmudu di tolar rungo te la kangba le zi ta te kyorang su sangba hakore kangba yar le yang marshik tini chi te tatak ma tokba tini nga su nang chu chi sheyo mare partana ti chu tsukchik yang tini song mandugus.
And everybody knows the story of Mapa ordering Milarepa to build houses, one for his son, one on top of the mountain. His orders to Milarepa to build the houses and then tear them down again, build them up, tear them down. And in the course of this, not teaching him even one word of the Dharma.
Tini ina jima tini jitsu Milarepa tini korang nyamtok halipa chenpo tini top tini revi kapsa tini jitsu Milarepa tini par nrovi kapsa marbada tini kapta ni tini nrovi kapsa tini marbalo tsaga zina ta kyorang randa loma ti maombala pe kombore tini yindi ngarang tini tapshin rao jini kyorang loma tsola tini mabje zi tini mabje mato ta yapo yung guna kabore Tini ngarang tanda lama yang tini kumbore si korang kesombare mela ati marbalo cha ngarang tanda lama yang kumbore kyorang tanda loma yang pe kumbore kyo maung barang nge che panda ngarang lekanda otindi kyorang ma che mato te loma chola phanto kuna pe khabore sone kondi tindi sonore.
Let's say. And so even though in the course of his time there he didn't show much affection, nevertheless when when Milarepa finally obtained great realization and experience and was preparing to depart from Mapa, then Mapa left him with the parting words of, well, a student like you is extremely rare. In the future, there won't be many students like you. In the future, there won't be many teachers like me. But due to the fact that there won't be many students like you in the future, don't treat them as I have treated you.
Teni marbalo za korang ka sonji teng ngomarese korang rapo lama ta jitsu Milarepa nda loma ngama yang kombore tata yang kombore.
And what Mapa said was true. It is really the case. Students like Milarepa, they were rare in the past and they're still rare now.
Tindi tini tartada pe na ji marbalo za rapo tindi loma la china pe pachi chumdang yang garikires.
These days, if a teacher was to treat students like Mapa treated Milarepa, it would probably be against the law.
Yeah. So
these days we don't do this.
옛날양 되니 가서 오니 장니 되니 라마 양 딱바 가서 상하 돌지 딱바 나라 송반다고 된지 그 라마 오니 장니 그 라마스 가서 갈때 락소나 되니 가서 오니 베나 집즈 마리 바 된진다 보지 오나 타득 가서라 판바마도 노 빠지경요 말에.
However, if the lama, if the teacher we have found is one who is absolutely qualified, is a true teacher, then even if they treat us as Mapa did Milarepa, ultimately they will only be of benefit to us.
Teni ngatso nangchugu nala teni songyorese maung bala teni ningma nga doazina ta maung bala teni hajang shitsok nyokta Khenpo imbi kapsi Shertang gaso loma sogo lama la serting go reda tikas lama sogo loma la parting go soni teni songyorese.
Lama deni loma padengo.
Oh yeah, loma la parting go reze tenzenago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it is actually said in the Buddhist teachings that in the future what would happen due to the degenerate times, whereas in the past students relying on teachers would be very careful with regards to their actions. In the future, it would be reversed, such that teachers would be needing to be very careful with their actions towards students and therefore would be relying on students.
So
therefore, these days to be a lama is very difficult.
Tindi rita danga so kantar tini laman sanya tang damba yangbo za raksona kantaranga so tini chu tone ya nga so yundam mambo top kore.
In any case, if we are able to locate or find for ourselves a qualified lama, then we can learn from them receive from them many qualities.
Tini nga so ta lama tini mamta tini chaju shirna nga so charkin mambo songore da tinala manti chaju yindamanda goya tini kashisndus.
So even though in general there's many different criteria mentioned and discussed in the teachings, there is a baseline, a basic minimum of criteria that should be met.
Tani manti chakin chiti tambo di gangrezina tambo korang la tani lama yinna shangshib ki sim tu yindamda yo gores.
So of these basic conditions that should be possessed, the first of these is bodhicitta. It's absolutely important that a lama have bodhicitta.
Tani shangshib ki sim tani yang takpa yongken ke tani lama zi yinna. Tani ta lama partasa la kandiz yinna dra tani ti nga su simchen la pamba mato no pa chega mares.
If the teacher in question has true bodhicitta, then even though things might not look so good on the surface, ultimately their actions are of benefit to beings.
Tani indi ta shangshib sim yo tsarvi jini tani koranga lega lena ka Shusha nanda leka gang lena tsama simjing ko ton la tini samlo tanga yore zi shangchib ko sim yongken zi yinna.
Once if a teacher has true bodhicitta, then everything that they do, all of their activities, all that they teach is only for the benefit of other beings.
Tini indi tini koranga mashi banda tini yinna tere mato ba tini chit tini simchen la no pa shiyanda tini tsawane yung chik mare zi korang pe na mi gir ka tini jimuyir ta tini ka ton la tini nga tsolo no pa shiyanda tini tsawane shik mare.
And a teacher with true bodhicitta, except for perhaps some certain circumstances when they don't realize what they're doing, they would never purposefully engage in things that are harmful to their students, for example, for the sake of their own personal interest or something like this.
Teni nipa te karizina teni ngazo ta perna lama chu teni lama di tone ngarang chu choose teni lop samna ngazo la goya ga chu teni lama korang ga sing go rez karte lama mashina teni shangshib semyona teni pantoya mari teni lama rang ga shi go ndus.
So besides the first basic condition of bodhicitta, the second basic condition is that the teacher in question needs to know the Dharma or understand the Dharma that we want to receive from them. So if we wish to receive particular teachings, but the teacher doesn't know them, then even though they may have true bodhicitta, they still won't be able to be of much use.
Teni shipa matsa teni yang par teni tun teni ngasola teni par teni chuti yakboz teni par ngasola lop tumkin or teni go on those.
And besides understanding, knowing the teachings in question, the teacher needs to have the capacity to actually impart them. They need to be able to teach.
Teni jipate teni ngasola teni lama ngasola teni te song bichu ngasola la bichu teni lama rangayang kala kansam nyamlin teni jenkin teni go on those.
And besides these conditions, the teacher in question needs to have some experiential understanding of the teaching that they are imparting to us. That is, they need to be practicing this teaching.
Teni tindig teni lama teni raksona teni ngaso tapayakbo jane teni tena teni ta teni sosola te pamba mambo top those.
And if we're able to find a teacher like this, then we can place our faith in them without reservation, and they will be able to bring us great benefit.
Teni lama da teni ngaso pena lobta chimbo teni girgin ina pena lobta girgin lobta chimbo loma so teni koran so girgin temba dang teni ngaso chupa so teni lama temba teni girgin da lama teni parla teni halipa teni mandravati chimbos in those.
There is a really great difference between the relationship between a university student and a university teacher and the dharmic relationship between a Buddhist disciple and their teacher.
Then Kabar country origin ta penagaso lobta nala teni lojong je teni lomthar shin sarvi jini teni girgan da teni tanga so loma so sosora teni soson jore ti parla teni mdera mepandao teni changdo those.
So one difference is that in universities, in schools, when students graduate, they go off in their own directions and don't usually maintain much contact with their teachers.
Teni ngaso lobta nala yo pickups teni ngaso girgan ngaso la lobcha chini pampa yore mato bat ti panchuni.
So aside from the lessons that they teach us when we're actually at school, they don't continue to act beneficially towards us after we have left.
Teni lamati tedang mandrava chini teni susorang la teni tapa yakbo yona teni lama teni ngaso chila mebadang yana teni ta lama ndesarwa teni na teni chichikyong mentos lama namjin teni ngaso chila yopatawa go teni nawati yongores.
However, if one has strong faith in one's lama, then it's a very different situation to this. And it doesn't matter whether or not one is by the side of one's teacher or whether, in fact, one's teacher has already passed away. With strong faith, it will seem as if one was still by one's teacher's side.
Teni ngaso lega leke tola teni norwanda teni jona o teni lame teni norsong songa kampion nawanda teni yongores.
And if we do something wrong, then it will be as if our teacher is criticizing us or correcting our behavior.
Teni soso shawa tet nyamlin je teso tola yakbon raw yona o teni ta lama tandik song yaksong songa o teni teni mulayar teni korn o teni shia teni yongores.
And if we, on the other hand, do something good, we do positive things, then it's as if we receive the praise or the approval of our teacher, the encouragement.
Teni kapsa teni tanga sola leg ngaso suso teni shawa tola teni damnga daw je mashi teni kapsa teni ya lami o ta teni jisho samba longten daw teni yongores.
And sometimes when we find ourselves in a situation of not being able to make a decision or choice about something, we can receive the help or the guidance, the instruction of our teacher about which path to take. We can receive this kind of prophecy.
Tene nga so nang chu gu nang da khabar tu tene sang dorji thaba na la molum jam na ta lama tan drara me per shinji lo so ne molum tindi ji jab ko yore se drara me pa se drara me pa se na te khap drara me pa
let's say drill meba.
drara
In the Vajrayana, we often make prayers of never being separated from one's teacher.
tene molum jaba tar ta tene tong gu thola yang te yong gu yore
And in making prayers of this nature, truly, this is how things are or can be.
tene lama yujin no tene nga so tene loma na chama la tene gu tene nang wa tene yong gu res chama la yong gu yore
Khenpo Jimmy Punsok, Lama Wish Fulfilling Jewel, we were all the students of his, and we all have this feeling.
tene indi nga so lama zea de ha lepa karchin borezin chula lob gona
A lama, a teacher, is extremely, extremely important for the study of the teachings.
tindi indi ngi tari kon do tene lama khashina nga so la tene girgan ta wa yo rezi ki to kan rezina nga so pe na sosorang sem gna la lama la tapa ya po me tene lama yang pe na tene shiun te zi ma to pa nyamlin da tindi mena tene lama te nga so girgan da po chando yo rez.
But as mentioned before, some lamas are more like teachers, and this comes about when we don't have particularly strong faith in the teacher in question, or when the teacher in question has an intellectual understanding but not much experience in practice.
tene lama khashida ama da po yo rez ki garezina korang ama ina setang se na tene po la tene ta sha cha po tene shinkin kyang rez Inna tini kap tini ama kashi po nesar machine tini ti shatsa po kandi chego pamba kandi chego hako yo mares tenda po pe na ya lama samba hale pa tini yakpo tini yongkenda stim tini pansim chen tini inna yang susorang la nangchu la tini charji ta tini me sarti tini me jala lo mala pantok gona pantok machine ken samba pe yakpo yongken tini yores.
And when we mentioned before that some lamas are like mothers, what was meant here was that these are teachers who treat students with great love and affection and care. They're lamas of great, they have great altruism. They're very caring in their minds. However, due to a lack of familiarity with the teachings, sometimes like mothers, despite their care and their desire to be of benefit to their students, they don't necessarily know the best way of doing this.
Teni tindrao nalayang lama ngazope na tini lama kumba tini kyung ken sama lama rezina lama mareziti na la tini gor tangke yore sozo rang la tini yundun chiching me ni tini sacha jambalan to ne ngarang yundun yo ngarang kya chimpo yinzini tini damken yo tini songken yores.
And it's not to say that everyone who wears these robes is a lama. Among people who wear these robes, there are tricksters, there are frauds, there are people who have no qualities, there are people who go around claiming themselves to have many qualities, but in actual fact don't.
Tindi yindi nga so tini lama te yakbo reta mare sosorang ka takshit rambo yin rambo chego res.
So in order to evaluate a lama, it's really important to investigate them in the long term.
Teni nga so sanga dorje thakpa rang nala na teni ti lo chingni gu par teni lama ti yang thakpa re mare takshe go so ne teni song yores.
And in the Vajrayana teachings, it's said that it's necessary to observe a teacher for a period of 12 years to establish whether or not they are qualified.
Yeah. But
these days, we probably don't have that much time. But to some extent or to some degree, it's important that we do investigate the teacher.
pena tambo ngarang so teni lama la teni takshid ma shini gangshong mangshong go ni lama ten teni lama la te zan natun da onduk samba teni thongdi teni ta lama jire gmendu mi re ma song zeni teni damanda mambo shena tenga so rang norwa res.
If we fail to do any investigation of a teacher and just muddle-headedly go about relying on them, and then when problems arise, we go around criticizing them, then this is our mistake.
Teni indi nga so lama yakpo teni tambo teni raksona teni nga so chu ti jini teni da nga so chu nyamlin che ta chu lojong sha chama teni lamdo yakpo jingro re teni yakpo yung res.
Once we have found a good and qualified lama, then our future path of study and practice can come along very well.
Teni ta terang nga so tiso ko thola thonro ndu.
So we are going to conclude our morning's teaching now.
Ya teni chama ngarso yakpo jap jeta teni ya ti thola teni te lojong shi jeta so thola chama te tiso tangna yakpo res.
So everyone, please rest well, and if you have some time, go over the teachings that we've looked at this morning.
And thank you very much
And thank you very much to everyone.